This is the Padres POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the San Diego Padres. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Padres fan, and welcome, welcome to your Padres postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Wrong pipe just as the show started. Give me a quick sec. Always take a swig of water before you start. What is up, Padre fan? My name is Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. Another great day to be a Padre fan. Beautiful day at the yard. Another sellout at Petco. And, oh, man, a daytime game. Beautiful getaway day on a two-game series. And even better, you sweep the San Francisco Giants, division rival. You retake second place behind the Dodgers in the NL West. You're about to head out on a 9-game road trip with a day off in between tomorrow. And a great way to do it. Michael King, do you want to be down with the King? Was fantastic. Luis Arraez already showing his presence a couple of games back, and he has been magnificent. Sliding catch by Jason Hayward, a brilliant defensive play by Manny. And Elias Diaz with another good day at the dish. 5-3, they get the two-game sweep. This is your Padres postcast. We are free wherever you get your podcasts, right? We're free on Spotify. We're free on Apple. We're free on iHeart. You name it, we're free. And we're free here on YouTube, Locked On Padres podcast channel. Great job by Javi. We're going to do another crossover show tomorrow on his show this time and not mine. And, you can see that there's no screen, on the screen, picture on the screen. We're going to get that for you here in a second. I guess it must have just turned off on me. I was so excited to get this show started. It kind of looks with the blank right there. We can put whatever we want up there, but a great win for the Padres today. We're free wherever you get your podcast. We're free on YouTube. We're free on Roku, OTT. Yeah, you know me, over the top television. So thank you for making us your first watch or listen every day. Javi and me, gotta love that. And today's title sponsor, and we'll fix that graphic behind me in just a minute. Today's show is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year with Monarch Money on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. So much to get to and a short time to get to it in. So what do you say we get started? Let's get to it. Padres postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
This is what you'll be talking about.
All right, little adjustment there. As soon as we can get you a little bit of a background for you, we got this. Like, check this out, right? This is right here, and we'll get that up there for you in a second. It's great because Elias Diaz had a home run today. Brilliant performance by him. And then, of course, Luis Arraez with another one. Just give me 1 second. We'll pull that up. Bang, there we go. All right, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. There we have it. Padres 5, Giants 3. Look at Diaz with the homer. Look at Luis Arraez up there as well. And what a job he's done since he's been back. And he's a 3-time batting champion. He's always going to hit, right? This dude is always going to hit. And we got more pictures coming your way, more things to show you. We got, players of the game. And how about Adam pitching out of a jam in the 8th with help from Jason Hayward on the defensive side, paying dividends, him coming back as well. But man, oh man, let's hit it for you. I got my own recap. Elias Diaz, Luis Arraez, the Padres, they sweep this quick 2-game series. And yeah, by the way, while you're here, smash that subscribe button. Obviously, obvious reasons. We love to have that big following, and you get a lot of deals and things like that from our sponsors for being a part of what we do here. But also, come on in and smash that bell so you know and you get alerts when we're coming your way with new content, Javi and me. And then come on into the chat and say what's up. Travis Myers, what up? Let's go. Much needed. The sweep of the Giants. Go to sweep San Francisco. Yeah, back ahead of the Giants. Into second place behind the Dodgers, and the Dodgers played the Marlins. And now the Giants are going to go play the Rockies. But hey, let's enjoy this while we can, because you got the Padres going to Pittsburgh, going to New York to play the Yankees. Oh, man, I smell a trip with game time coming up right there. And then, of course, after that series against the Yankees, they will go to Colorado themselves and fatten up, at least you would think, on the Rockies. But the Pods took a lead in the bottom of the second inning from Michael King, who was very sharp tonight. More on King in a minute. But in the second inning, Gavin Sheets scores on Tyler Wade's 2-out single off of Landen Roupp. And Tyler Wade's been an admirable fill-in for the Pods. I have to say so myself. Elias Diaz solo home run in the third. It's 2-0. At that time, it makes it 4-0 in the fifth inning when Manny Machado drove in Fernando Tatis Jr. with an RBI single. Fernando 0 for 4 yesterday, not on the base pass. Almost a weird thing when you don't see him there, right? And you're like, man, we won a game without seeing Tati on a base pass? What? No, this is no way. These are lies. Well, anyway, Manny drives him in with an RBI single, and Arraez scores on Jose Iglesias' infield hit. So 3 RBI in this 2-game series for Jose Iglesias. There you go. Bailamos, everybody. That's Enrique, but why not for Jose? And Manny Machado, by the way, with a brilliant defensive play in the fifth to save Michael King and the Giants. A disastrous inning. Could have opened the inning wide open. The Giants had already scored a run, and King's still in the game at this point. But Willie Adames, who's a real good hitter in the middle of that Giants lineup, number 2 guy, Manny dives to his left from his tuchus, throws to second for the force, and literally just cut off before they even had a chance to get a big inning going. And Adam did it to him again with help of Hayward in the 8th inning. So Jeremiah Estrada comes in, strikes out Matt Chapman, who struck out a couple more times today. He's in a brutal slump for the Giants. And then Arraez got a run back for the Pods, triples in Diaz. There goes that man again with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. The lead's back up to 5-1. Giants get one in the 7th on a solo homer by Eliot Ramos with a T, not an NS, and then one in the 8th on Mike Yastrzemski's solo shot. Now, I grew up in New England. I grew up in Connecticut as a Yankee fan in a Red Sox house watching Yaz go like this. Carl Yastrzemski standing with the bat straight up, flipped the bat, Triple Crown winner in 1967. But his grandson, Mike Yastrzemski, is a pretty good player. He hits a home run in the 8th off Jason Adam. That doesn't happen very often. What happens? Adam walks Adames, and then Jung-Ho Lee, the number 3 hitter, comes to the plate, hits one down the line and left. Jason Hayward comes barreling in, cradles that ball on a diving stab. Beautiful job by Hayward. Really, really good job. Remember, he's not platooning right now because Lockridge is gone. So Jung-Ho Lee gets robbed, and then Adam strikes out. There goes that man again, Chapman. So Jason Adam finishes off the 8th. Suarez with a perfect 9th picks up this 12th save of the season. And there you have it. It's in the books. 5-3, the final. They get the sweep. And as far as the Dodgers go, let me just take a peek here real quick because the ESPN app is so different than the actual website, and I like to look at the scores on the website, the actual scoreboard. So let's look at the finals. All right, Dodgers 12-7 over the Marlins. Of course, the Padres beat the Giants 5-3, so that means at the top of the division. And again, the Diamondbacks and Mets play tonight, and the Mets at 21-9, just killing it. Right now, you got a tough division there with the Mets and the Phillies. The Phillies are already 4.5 games out, and the Braves are 7. Think about that. The Braves usually have a hot start. This year they haven't. But the Mets starting to really run away a little bit with that division. You got a logjam at the top of the Central. Cubs, Cincinnati, and Milwaukee. And you knew Tito Francona was going to be really good in Cincy. And, you got De La Cruz. And the Dodgers at 21-10. The Padres 19-11. The Giants 19-12. The D-Bags 15-14. So Dodgers with the win today over the Marlins. They are 1.5 games above the Padres and 2 games ahead of the Giants now in the West. All right, Jim Greasehaber, call me, Grease. We got so much more to get to right here on your Padres postcast. 2 in a row, baby. After the 4-game losing streak, they had lost 8 of 11. They were not hitting with runners in scoring position. They were not hitting with 2 outs, and they were not winning games. What's changed for the Padres? We tell you a couple of things there. These last 2 games, a big, big difference in a couple of statistical categories that have completely turned the tide for the Padres. In fact, I would argue that's the only difference besides Arraez and Hayward being back. Before that, we have a couple of great deals and some awesome information from our tremendous sponsors just for you. While you're here, smash that subscribe. Make those numbers go up. The rising tide lifts all boats. We're in San Diego, for crying out loud. We don't want the tide to rise too high. But with the Padres, all night long. This division's tough. It's going to be a long year. But I'll tell you that. It is going to be great. A couple of amazing deals coming your way. Then we get into more of what happened in this game today and the difference with the Padres right now. 2 statistical categories have turned this whole thing around as they have a day off now and get ready for the road trip with Lockridge and Merrill working out in Arizona. Cronenworth soon to join them. Arraez and Hayward back. Let's go San Diego. It's break time. On the other side, more, including the star of the game, the turning point, and everything I just mentioned. Padres Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And I get a chance, even with StreamYard being a little glitchy. Come on. Where are you going? You going to load for me? There you go. Hey, all right. Better late than never, right? Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? You should probably check that sooner rather than later. But between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. And that's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances so you have more money to go to Padres games. Hello. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place so you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. You get surprising insights when you start using Monarch like I did. Oh my God, how much am I spending on food delivery? Now I budget smarter. I get my lazy ass up and go pick it up. All in one convenience. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. What's that, long-term? Hey, managing money with your partner. Smoother than ever with Monarch Money. You can track shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without the stress. Well, you can put your own stress in, but the Monarch side will take all that stuff away. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year of Monarch Money on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And also, come on, please load. Oh, yeah, come on. There you go. All right, looking for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious? Crack into a good source of protein with Wonderful Pistachios. Wonderful Pistachios, one of the highest protein nuts, right? Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to help keep you feeling fuller, longer. And personally, you know, I love the no shells variety. I'm on the road, grab and go. I'm at my desk on the road trip, quick protein boost, bang, pop them in right there. Easy peasy, right? Always my go-to. But if you love cracking open every shell, you got the time to do it. You're sitting there watching a ball game. Satisfying crunch. And look at the TikTok trend right now. The chocolate from Dubai, the chocolate pistachio trend. Look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. Wonderful Pistachios, awesome for that too. The other things that we can tell you, complete protein, all 9 essential aminos. Again, right there, if you're working out, trying to be healthy, you got to love that. The body runs on fuel. There's great fuel for you. So much of a protein punch. Grab and go ease with the no-shell version or the satisfying of opening each shell. It's like snack meditation. My mouth is literally, I'm drooling. My mouth is watering. Whether you're running between meetings or dropping off the kids or your mouth is watering. Wonderful Pistachios are the snack that works as hard as you do. So get snacking and get cracking with the snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more about Wonderful Pistachios on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. See, that wasn't so bad, was it? Thank you for making Locked On Padres podcast, my boy Javi's show, and my show, Padres Postcast, your first listen every day, or your second for that matter, or your watch, whether you're getting us on YouTube or Roku or, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, we're everywhere, right? So, that's your first listen or your second. For your next one, how about this one? What a great show, and I'm proud of this one. You know, I grew up watching baseball tonight, and I'm that dude. I love knowing what's going on with every team. So you should too, and you will love the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. All right, there we go. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. We got a bunch of things to get to still and not a ton of time to get to them, but I will tell you this, a big win for the Padres. I want to see if I missed anything on the recap here. I don't think they got theirs up yet. They just did. Diaz and Tatis. Elias Diaz homered, scored twice. Fernando Tatis Jr., 3 hits for the Padres. And Tati does it. He makes it look so easy and seems so easy. You almost forget about him because what do I have in the rundown? Diaz and Arraez. Well, Elias Diaz homered, scored twice in this game. Big game for him. Tatis Jr., 3 hits for the Pods, 5-3, 2-game sweep of the Giants. They leapfrog into second behind the Dodgers in they call it ultra competitive. I call it bananas. National League Western Division. Diaz homer line drive off of Landen Roupp, 2-2 now. Roupp leading off the third, gave him a 2-0 lead. A Giants fan reached his glove over the fence. The ball caromed off his wrist. They reviewed it for a long time, and it's a Giants fan, remember. Ding dong, right? What a dingling, right? It was the second homer of the year for the catcher. So Tatis, 3 singles, scores on Manny, single to right. In the 2-run fifth, Jose Iglesias beats out a dribbler for a 2-out infield hit that scores Arraez. And a 3-time batting champion comes back, Luis Arraez. First triple of the season to drive in Diaz with 2 outs in the 6th. Michael, diggy, down with the king. Down with the king. Little run DMC there for you. Michael King, 4-1. Should be 5-0. That 1-0 loss against Tampa Bay was crap. But 3 hits, 1 run, 5 2/3 innings for King. Struck out 6, walked 1. Robert Suarez, perfect 9th, major league leading 12 save. Yeah, man. Ramos and Yastrzemski homered for the Pods. And by the way, Adam with the 8th inning gave up the homer to Yastrzemski, walks a guy, and pitches his way out of the inning. Great job by Hayward with the catch, right? So we got the turning point. And it's a huge play. And I don't have a picture of this dude in here to show you on that, but I don't care. It's not about that. Real quick, want to remind you, smash that subscribe, hit the bell, come on into the chat and say what's up. Greetings from Phoenix. Let's go Padres. Jaybird 602. What up, Jaybird? Yeah. Spent a lot of time in Phoenix, the Valley of the Sun. About to get pretty hot there. That's where Lockridge and Jackson Merrill are right now, and soon to be joined by Jake Cronenworth. They wanted me to go to rehab, and I said, oh, hell yeah. That's what they're doing right now. They're facing live pitching. I'm a lunatic. You guys know this. You watch the show every day. Shout out to you everydayers. Shout out to all you coming in, you newbies, all y'all. And when we're winning, everybody's happy, right? And it's a big game for the Padres today. But before we get to the benchmarks, and the benchmarks would be staples, and the staples would be things you do in the show every day when you don't forget. Shh, don't tell anybody. But staples, benchmarks, things we do in the show. We're going to get to the player of the game, turning point, final score, all that. Hit that for you. Get you ready for the road trip. But before we do, I promised you a couple of things. And I want to look at the box score real quick. And we got to get out of here. But I want to just remind you of the reasons why the Padres are winning right now. And there are 2 of them. Now, the pitching's been great. King was fantastic today. The strikeouts. Manny Machado with a brilliant defensive play in that inning. And by the way, in the 6th inning to save King's butt from his butt, matter of fact. And that's our turning point. And we'll get to that in a minute. But the pitching's been great all year. The defense, phenomenal. Arraez and Hayward back. Yes. Diaz been hitting. Iglesias been hitting all of a sudden. Here are the 2 reasons the Padres won these games. Snapped the 4-game losing streak. They had lost 8 of 11. Here are the 2 differences in those games. And you're only going to get this here. 1, are you ready? 2-out RBIs, they had 3 of them today. Without those, they lose 3-2. That's what had been happening. I mean, you don't lose 1-0 like they did against Tampa, 3-2 games like that. When you're not getting it, they weren't creating the opportunities, and when they had them, they weren't coming through. So today they had 3 RBIs with 2 outs, Iglesias, Wade, and Arraez, right? So 3 runs knocked in with 2 outs in an inning. Huge stat. And the other one, even bigger. Runners in scoring position. You remember me telling you till I was blue in the face. I look like Papa Smurf up here with this beard. They were 5 for 46 with runners in scoring position during that 8 of 11 trick and the 4-game losing streak, right? Here today, 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position, meaning a runner on second or third base or both. Yesterday, they were 5 for 9. So in this 2-game series, they were 9 for 17. 9 for 17 after going 5 for 46. That's the number right there. Runners in scoring position. You are welcome. Lot to do. Short time to do it in. Smash the subscribe, hit the bell, and oh, yeah, come on in. Say what up to your boy in the chat. Don't forget Javi, day in and day out with your Locked On Padres podcast. My name's Grease. I'm here after every game with the postcast. And then, of course, we got Locked On MLB Game Night. You don't want to miss that either. But before we get out of here, let's get to it. What do you say?
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And I'm going to put King's picture up here. StreamYard. There we go. Down with the king. The king. Diggy, diggy. Down with the king. There's King. Michael King with a good performance today. Really good outing. Another good outing. He's solid. Making him the ace of this staff at the start of the season was obviously a good choice. Has ceased to pitch the way he was pitching last year when he finished 4th in the Cy Young balloting. I told you I'm a moron. 5 2/3 for King. 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned. A walk. 6 strikeouts, 91 pitches, 2.09 ERA. I still think it's crap to take a pitcher out in that situation. It happens everywhere. I don't like that Schilt did it. I don't like taking King out there. But you can't argue with the result. Estrada comes in and strikes out Chapman. Now, you might say that's the turning point of the game. But the turning point of the game came before that, because had it not been for this play, the inning would have really gotten away from the Padres, and it would have turned into a real rough one. I mean, and I'm about to explain how in a moment. So right now you're looking at it, okay? And I'm going to take this picture off the screen so I can break this down. Break it down. A little DX for you there. But no, I mean, look, the 6th inning for the Giants, right? Bailey flies out to center. Fitzgerald gets hit by a pitch. How many times do you see that happen? Yastrzemski singles to center. Fitz goes to second. First and second, 1 away. All right, here's the play of the game and the play that saved it. And I wish I had the picture of this with Manny, but we don't have it. Adames grounds into a fielder's choice to third. Yastrzemski out at second. Fitzgerald to third is how it's described in the play-by-play. But what really happened is, with runners on first and third and 1 away, a bullet hit in the hole to Manny's left. He dives left. His momentum turns him over. He falls, and from his butt, he spins and turns. While on his butt, fires a dart to second base and gets the runner. Gets Yaz at second base. Fitzgerald goes to third. Infield single by Lee. Next up, scored him, made it 4-1. That's when Estrada came in for King, struck out Chapman. Inning ends 4-1. Manny doesn't make that play. That ball gets through. 1 run scores. More than likely, that leads to a 3 or 4 run inning. So that play by Manny Machado was the game changer. And honorable mention there in the top of the 8th inning with 1 out. And Yastrzemski had already homered, so it's 5-3. Adames walks. The tying run is at the plate, and it's Lee, and he's their number 3 hitter, and he hits one down the left field line. Hayward races in, dives, and catches it. So those 2 plays right there, but Manny's was the turning point. All right, what's next? What do we have here? What do we have next? What do we do now? Oh, yeah, here we go.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
And there are so many. Tatis with the 3 hits and the run scored. Manny had the RBI, had the great play, from his backside. King was fantastic. Adam pitched out of a jam. Suarez lights out. Literally no lights with his entrance and everything today. And, look, Luis Arraez was fantastic as well. And, when you look at his return, just having that left-handed bat and the 2-hole, 3-time batting champion, that was huge as well, with Arraez going 2 for 4. With the RBI and the run scored, but I am going to give it to the catcher, to the number 9 hitter. 2 for 4, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. Had that home run, his 2nd of the year. There you see him. That's Arraez over there. But look at Elias Diaz. Look at him, man. He, with Martin Maldonado, they've been doing really well back there. Obviously, the catchers have a lot to do. Ruben Niebla with the catchers and the pitching staff, the starters, the bullpen. He's been doing great with them as well. So he's your player of the game, with a little honorable mention for this dude right here. And, of course, Tati could be almost, it's like Michael Jordan was the MVP every year, and some other people had to win one once in a while. You know what I'm saying? But we are overtime again. Really appreciate you guys being here day in, day out. You everydayers are fantastic. If you're new, come on in, check us out. Smash that subscribe button, because we love to have you here. Be a part of that army, baby. Be a part of that army, the Friar faithful, the Friar fanatics. Get them all in here, baby. Get them all in here with myself, with Javier, and Javier Arraez does Locked On Padres podcast. I'll be on there tomorrow with him talking about this game and some other things too. But as the numbers have shown, you guys are digging the content, and you're digging it even more when the Padres win. 5-3 final. They get the 2-game sweep. Let me give you the numbers. Look, the Padres, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. The Giants, 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. 5-10-0 for the Padres, 3-5-0 for the Giants. And again, the Padres, 4 for 8 today, 9 for 17 in the series with runners in scoring position. 3 runs knocked in with 2 outs today. And of course, yesterday was a big day for that as well when they knocked in 6 runs with 2 outs. So 9 2-out RBIs and 9 for 17 with runners in scoring position. That's the way you do it. You play the guitar on the MTV. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. And you get your wins for free. So real quick, King the win goes to 4-1. Roupp the loss 2-2. Suarez his 12th save. The Pods head hit the road, Jack, with April over. Think about that. And they were 5-0 when they came into the month of April, and now you're 19-11. So think about that. You're 14-11 in April. Maybe May will be better. 3 in Pittsburgh, 3 in New York, 3 in Colorado, then back home. Some more home cooking coming your way with the Angels, the Mariners, before you head to Toronto and Atlanta. So a busy month coming up for the Jays, or for the Padres, rather. I was looking at the Blue Jays coming in town. And then, of course, they still don't play the Dodgers yet in crazy month of May. But a big one coming up. Really appreciate you guys being here. The numbers have been surging. Look for me tomorrow with Javier on the podcast. Thank you for being here on YouTube. Thank you for being here on Roku. Thank you for being here on Spotify, Apple Music, iHeart, you name it, wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for being the best part of the network. Thank you to Monarch Money, Wonderful Pistachios, of course, our sponsors of the show today. And again, one more time, thank you. We have tremendous gratitude for you. I'm Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease, Gries, at @JimGrease_ on social media. Thanking you again for being here and reminding you always to keep your game tight and your mind right, San Diego. I'm out.